Hello, 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 good people. I know a lot of folks are wondering, where is Renee? Is she okay? I'm doing well. Um, Sad to say that there are members of the diaspora community who are not doing well, that they have lost a child. And as a parent, that that's really, really horrible to hear and to know. Um, that this kind of tragedy has struck one of our diaspora members. So I don't have the details. Um, we did reach out to go to the memorial, but we didn't get any responses back. But in any event, um, it's on that somber note that I begin, you know, uh, you know, this message this evening. However, for those of you who can support that family, I can only imagine what it feels like to, move to Africa, to move to Tanzania for a better life for your children, and then you lose a child in the interim. So, as a parent, it really breaks my heart to learn of that. Believe it or not, someone far away sent me that information. Um, and that was last week. So I've just been last week or early this week. I'm sorry, I lost track of the days due to the holidays. So for those of you who can support that family on their healing journey after losing a child, I'm sure whatever you can do would be appreciated. I'm not sure who to communicate with directly. I think they're a part of the T3andMe group, so you might want to reach out to them directly. Um, so, with that being said, 2022 was, whoo, Lord, 2022 was something else, right? And we have one day left, so so we're not quite yet out of the woods. But what I can say for 2022 was a doozy. I learned things about Tanzania I did not know in 2020, when I got here, and I didn't know in 2021. Um, so being from a third world country, being born in a place like Jamaica, that bureaucracy and red tape is just, is just such a nightmare, right? But uh as we set up this company, the investors in this company and I set up this company, there were just so many like pitfalls and so many things that we came upon. And I really have to say that if nothing, I am proud of myself for the things that I accomplished in 2022, because this here Tanzania is no joke. It's great if you want to just move and live, or maybe you have investments you can rely on, or you're retired. It's a great place. If you can just, like, as we say in Jamaica, tan sabak and raise your family, just chill and raise your family, it's okay. It's good for that. But if you're talking about some, you know, uh, making a difference, baby, it will break you first, right? So some of the things that the investors and I have been able to accomplish, most at 98% of our shareholders are overseas. Hi, Asata, how are you? Yes, how are you? Yeah, so 98% of our shareholders are overseas. They're diasporans, and most of them want to return to Africa. So I would say that for those of you who are looking to come to Tanzania in particular, I don't know about anywhere else. I don't know about no Rwanda or no Ghana or whatever, but if your plan is to repatriate in 2023 to the African continent, I would suggest that you hire a consultant, a country consultant who knows the ropes and understands all that you are going to encounter and all you're going to deal with as you set up your company, okay? Because there are simply things that you or even the local Tanzanians will not have privy knowledge to unless they get get that far in setting up their business. So you need professional people who knows the ropes, who've been down the road, who they have either gone that way before for their own company, or they are setting up, they do it on a daily basis. I am well, Sister Amun. How are you? Hi, Mary. Thank you. Thank you. I am so proud of you guys. I'm so, so, so proud of the experiences that I had in 2022. And I'm so proud of the people that I've connected with through 2022 in this year and the privileges that we have had as we set up this company. 2022 was all about the work. If I look tired, it's because I am tired. 2022 was difficult. It was difficult with a capital D because I was no longer behind the protective wall of the Exodus house or under construction. And if you don't know my story, I moved to Tanzania during the pandemic, plandemic, recession, repression, oppression of 2020 with a 4-year-old kid. And, 1 month after getting here, I found this abandoned property and I thought it would be a good thing to develop it for the diaspora as they look to return to Africa. So that this property where I am now is that property. So I was able to continue and finish construction. It took me 9 whole months in a foreign country, and I was able to do that. So, that's my background. And then while I was working on this project, I found sea moss coming up on the shores of the beach in front of this property. And so I took it to the Tanzanian government and said, hey, look, can I get an export license to start, selling this stuff? And they put me through a couple of different hoops to jump through. But I was successful this year in obtaining our export license. I was successful in obtaining our collections license. I was successful in obtaining partnerships. Our company is a signatory to the United Nations Social Development Goal. We're a part of the World Wildlife Fund Working Group on seaweed. We are certified by the Tanzanian Investment Center. What else did we do? We jumped through, I jumped through rings and rings and rings of fire, and in the end, it kind of took a toll on my health. And, I put myself in a position where there is nowhere else to go but up. There is nothing else to do but, success. And, I developed the strategy to send CMOS directly to the United States and work with private individuals who are looking to start new entrepreneurship projects. So essentially what I started to do was to develop the industry from the consumer side. And so we do shared containers with CMOS that we purchase directly from the villages, and we ship directly to the United States. So 2022 was a lot of work. And I took no vacations. I, isolated myself from pretty much everyone. You all didn't see me on the social media because I had to do the work. Everything that I just named out, and probably about a dozen more documents that I'm not talking about, required a lot of legal research, a lot of legal processing. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we in November, my partners and I obtained a property in Masaki. So we're going to open our first CMOS cafe. And so we're working on that. I can't wait to show the videos for that. I've been very, just sitting on that. But that is another thing that was very huge because working in an industry where it's new to the local market, I had to come up with different strategies and different ways to introduce it to the local market. So we would have visibility and presence, and I went through so many different struggles trying to get the CMOS in front of Tanzanian people. And, I pushed and pushed and pushed. And then between October and November, we were successful in obtaining a space. And it is a beautiful space. It is in the heart of, the fastest dining areas in Tanzania. So we were successful with that. Yes. So, but that doesn't mean it was simple. And I want people to know, anyone who is looking to come to Africa, get yourself a company, a consultant, a partnership, somebody who knows what they are doing, because it's difficult. And I can't stress it enough. Tanzania. Hi, Joko, how are you? I can't stress it enough. Tanzania is difficult. Anybody who you know in Tanzania that is here past some, 6 months, and they're still hanging in there, those are the troopers. Those are the people who are, they're about it because, you know, I wouldn't say that the people does not make us feel welcome. I'm going to use these words carefully so you understand exactly what I'm saying, okay? And nobody can misconstrue what I'm saying. The Tanzanian people are loving people. They are very kind. They will go above and beyond. They will do whatever needs to be done to accommodate you. This is in a social setting. This is in a just a man on the street walking by, and if you look like you need some help, you will be helped. These are very good people. However, these are good people operating under a policy that does not necessarily support foreigners. Okay? And they don't give a damn if you're black, white, diaspora. So do not come here and expect or believe that you are entitled to anything, because even the people who are born here and live here, they themselves don't necessarily have any entitlements to basically anything, because it's a republic. And so the way how the diaspora is treated, we feel special because we want we Africa is special to us, right? We feel special because we want to be treated special, because we're coming back, and it's something that is in our heart and in our soul and in our spirit and in our DNA, that somebody was dragged away in a chain and they came back, and they're coming back through us. And so that ancestral spirit is strong with us. And so when we come here and we're hoping for everything to go right, and it starts to go sideways, we are shocked more than other folks, because we expect things to be a lot smoother than they are, and they're not. There are policies in place that, and the people who are in charge of those policies, because policies run by people, the people who are in charge of those policies don't necessarily uh, have empathy. They don't necessarily consider the long-term diplomatic relationship that is required to encounter the diaspora, or the long-term relationships that are built. They don't look at you and see hundreds of thousands of people standing behind you. They don't look at you and see that your family is watching you to see how you do, so that they can also make the move and pump money into the country. I don't even think they care, right? There is a lot of things that goes wrong, that many of us are not able to discuss. Me personally, I would never put the phone in my face and talk about some of the things that go sideways. Two things I never discuss is immigration and land. That is not my business. The reason being is I'm a guest in this country. So I have no right to dictate to them how they do what they do. However, if they were looking at things from a investor's or investment perspective, the way how the diaspora, the African diaspora, whether they be African Americans, Canadian Americans, UK Americans, or Caribbean Americans, that a lot of things need to be addressed. And those of you who are Tanzanian, you know what I'm talking about. And those of you who are here know what I'm talking about. And I'm doing what I can do in my small way, with my small little power, with my small little opportunities, to use what I know to change a lot of the narrative and a lot of the policies. Now, from my background is business development. I understand business. I understand business and how to develop business and how to use business as a tool. How the Americans use business investment as a tool, as in the H-1B visa that they can give out to the Chinese for investing in America, as in, certain things, but at the same time, the cost of doing business in Tanzania as a foreigner is prohibitive to the growth of the country. And the way how business is done in a xenophobic way towards foreigners is very, very injurious to the development of the country itself. So those are some of the things that I personally experienced this year. And looking at it from the position of someone who, when I speak, people listen. When I say, let's invest in this, I have my emails, people email me and say, yes, I'm ready, let's do this. And, and then to see the policies, the way how things are, oh, and it's written this way, but they do it another way, or you're doing something that they think a local should do, so they create a lot of hurdles to the success of that company or that individual. And it is not necessarily progressive, because if we pump, $500,000 into Tanzania, and it creates this amount of jobs, and it creates this amount of turnover for the government, and it creates this amount of taxes, and it grows these communities. And because of this growth and this presence, we are able to attract other investors into other properties and into other things, into other opportunities. And so we're able to develop an ecosystem as the diaspora through business. However, whereas the United States has certain things in place, uh, the Tanzanian system does not. Whereas Canada has certain things in place, the United States does not. Whereas Jamaica has certain things in place, Tanzania does not, and that is a reality of doing business in Africa. So those of you who are looking to come, whether you're going into mining or you're going into things, just understand that uh, you're going to come upon some hurdles, and you have to weigh for yourself: is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it worth all that you're going to go through mentally, physically, psychologically, and put aside the creature comforts of being able to fill out a document, send it away, have it returned in 24 hours, putting things in the mail with a stamp, getting it sent out, getting it come back, writing a document, having somebody sign it, read it and sign it and give it back to you, make a bid with a price and then have it being, returned to you. The respect of doing business is not necessarily afforded here. Okay? So you're accustomed to doing things while spending your money. What you're accustomed to doing things while spending your money, you may not necessarily get the kind of respect that you deserve. So you have to weigh yourself. You have to weigh in your mind, is it worth it? For me, it is worth it to a certain extent. It is worth it to a certain extent because the position that our company is in, we have the opportunity to export a natural resource to its number one consumer. We have an opportunity to grow an industry that does not exist. We have an opportunity to build a cohesive industry that is inclusive of farmers in poverty and inclusive of entrepreneurs in the United States. And so I see purpose in what we're doing. However, the cost to get there is very high. So those of you who are looking to come to Africa, come to get yourself a consultant, okay? I I am available to a certain extent. Um, I have consulted before even coming to Tanzania. I've consulted in business development in the hospitality industry. I still have people right now who are on the continent who we're guiding and developing and consulting in this CMOS business. Reason being, we need the industry to grow. The knowledge that we have gained and amassed, it is useless unless we're able to develop entrepreneurs across the continent to grow, and across the diaspora to grow, to become consumers, to become entrepreneurs, to purchase the CMOS, distribute the CMOS. So we are we're single-minded in developing the industry to the larger market. Okay, but when you come here, there are things that you're going to encounter that you're not going to encounter, you have not encountered before. There are things that you're going to have to deal with that you have not dealt with before. And when it comes to business and business development, you're going to see things you have never seen before, because the way how things are done is not necessarily the most professional way. And you will find yourself feeling some type of way if you don't have the proper kinds of guidance and the proper kind of support that you need to get you to where you need to go. Okay, so a consultant, whether that's a lawyer, whether that's me, whether that's somebody else, hire yourself somebody who knows the ropes, because there is a lot of pitfalls. So, and also another thing I learned in 2022 is time. Oh Lord, what is time? Africa time is no joke. Africa time is, it gets done when it gets done. There is no such thing as, oh, it's this process takes 30 days. 30 days, not true. Temper yourself and lower your expectation way, way low. If you are fortunate to move to the continent and you see something that you can make something out of, jump all over that. Okay, what I'm saying to you, I hope you don't use it as a deterrent. I hope you don't use it as, well, she makes Africa sound so hard and so difficult. I'm still here, I'm still alive, maybe, you know, a couple of pounds heavier and a lot more stressed out, but I'm still alive and I'm still here because I see where we can do something. Okay, so what I want those of you who are looking to come to the continent to look at, don't just look at what you know. Look at what the environment provides. Look at what you're able to do, and with the knowledge that you already have. You look at the spices. Let's just say, for example, vanilla. Vanilla is the most expensive spice in the world. Okay? If you can find a way to trade vanilla, to import and export vanilla, you can open the doors of wealth and prosperity for those who plant vanilla, for those who collect vanilla, for those who package vanilla, and for you to import and export, and those to, you know, to provide a quality product. And I'm just using that as an example. Okay, where can you get vanilla? It sure ain't in Atlanta, and it's not in New York. It's over here in Africa, maybe Madagascar and Zanzibar, but it is here. So if you're looking to do something, right? If you're looking to build, you know, success and prosperity and wealth, it is only going to happen for you in Africa. So I'm just preparing you that if you see things the way how I see things, just know that this is no joke. However, it can be done, and I strongly, strongly, strongly suggest that if you're going to attempt Africa, and if you must do it by yourself, great. Okay, it's what you have to do, which was my case. But I strongly suggest that you have a mate. You have a supportive mate, a supportive system, a supportive husband, a supportive wife, because that is your number one employee. That is the person who is going to answer the phone, or the person who is going to upload the social media, who's going to do the editing, who's going to proofread your paperwork, who's going to do all the things for you that I ain't got nobody to do. Okay, you need a supportive mate. No, none of these half-stepping, don't know, shaky, rickety folks. Whether it's a husband or wife, a brother or sister, a cousin and cousin, whatever it is, you need a partner to do this. Okay, because you will find yourself overwhelmed at times. You will find yourself under the bridge, and you will find yourself wanting to pack up and go. And one of you is going to have to be the support system to say, hell no, go where to do what? Okay, and those are the conversations I had to have with myself. Like, oh no, And even though JoJo is only 7 years old, I look at her as my partner. I look at her as my why. I must do this because if this works, this can help to move her forward to where she needs to be in life. Okay. And so a child may not necessarily be a partner, but she is a support system in some ways. If you're going to attempt this, you are going to need more than a child who is dependent on you. You're going to need somebody who is supportive of you, who is going to help you to carry that basket. Okay? So, and don't none of y'all come over here and look for somebody, because everybody over here is looking for help. Okay? Everybody over here is looking for, they're looking for somebody to help them. Not everybody, but most people. Okay, let's just be honest. There isn't a lot of money floating around, and the currency is a lot lower than that is in the United States. So you're gonna find folks who pretend to be for you, but they're not, because they want to be there for what you got. Okay, plain and simple. If you didn't have anything, they probably wouldn't be around. So that's just being honest and trying to tell you how it really rolls. So what can I say for those of you who are looking to come? uh oh, sideways. For those who you're looking to still come, be honest with yourself. This is really, this is the rodeo that you're in when you're at your peak. Okay, when you're at your peak, when you're at your get out and get it, and I got to go get it, and I'm going to do it. And when you're there, okay, when you're energetic, and when you're able to uh, put your blood, sweat, and tears and energy behind something. This, do not come here if you do not have the fire. If you don't have the fire, and you don't have the drive, and you don't have the enthusiasm, it is not going to come from space. You need to have the drive. You need to have that fire in your belly to say, okay, I have been suppressed and oppressed for yay long, and I would like to go and do something with myself and with my life, and I want to push out what I got inside of me. That's the fire you need to have when you're looking to come here. So 2022 ends in a recession in the United States with and other places. That is a fact. However, did 2022 start that way? It did not. For many people, 2021, 2022, 2020, it did not, those weren't recession years. Okay, those were years that you had. I kept saying it, and I said it over and over and over again, that this is the time. Spend this time learning new skills, develop new things, retool yourself, go back to school, get some certifications, get some things underneath your belt. Do not let this wave come and catch you under it. Okay, and a lot of people, hey, Guamaka, Happy New Year. A lot of people heeded and a lot of people did not. Okay, because this is life we're living. It's all about progression. You cannot be in the same position you were last year. You can't be in the same position you were last year, this year. You're 1 year older and you have more responsibilities, and we're all aging. We're all moving in a different cycle. Our children are getting older. They have different needs. Some kids are going to go to college. You got to be prepared for that. Some kids are not. You got to be prepared for that. Whatever it is that's coming, you got to be prepared for it. Right? So 2022 is ending in a way where people are losing, but a lot of people are also gaining, because some people prepare themselves. And I shout out to the people who saw things and saw opportunities that I presented in 2022 about that CMOS, the container, about getting on that. A lot of people came to the meetings, a lot of people signed on. In 2023 is going to look very different for a lot of us. Okay, so those of you who may still be interested, go ahead and email me. Let me put that here so you have an email. Okay, you have an email. I'm not just talking into the wind. And if you have any questions for me, go ahead and put them in the chat. If you have any questions you want me to answer, go ahead and put them in the chat. You know, because 2022 was very difficult for some people, and a lot of people left, and I cannot blame them. And I want those people who left to know it's not you. A lot of people who left Tanzania. Oh, that's not my email address. Sorry. Uh-oh. What did I do? Nope. Okay. Let me, sorry. I'm just running my mouth. Give me 1 second. I am still with you. Yeah, if you have questions for me, go ahead and put them in the comments so I can answer them live. Yeah. So those people who left, don't think of them as punks. This was no damn joke. The only reason why I'm still here is because I'm addicted to work, and I saw an opportunity where I could do something, and I kept at it, and I kept at it, and I kept at it, and I kept at it until it got where I was looking for it to go. But it did cost me a lot with my health. You know, it cost me a lot of sleeplessness, and for you that might not be worth it. But on the other side of that is the potential for you to do things that you've never done before, for you to have things that you've never had before, and for you to elevate people who otherwise would not have been elevated had you not come along. So if you know you got some stuff and you got some magic and you got some knowledge and know-how and education, if you got some of that, please pack that up along with your go get it, along with your vision, and do come to Africa, because Africa does need the diaspora. That is my message. Africa needs the diaspora. They need us. 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 It is very difficult to separate a people from policy, but you have to understand that the people who you are going to deal with on a daily basis is not the policy. And you cannot paint everyone with the same brush, and, you know, not because this didn't work out the way you wanted it to means that the entire, you know, the entire thing is, you're just going to pack it up and throw it away. No, it doesn't work like that. We're still living life. Things go our way. Some things do not, you know, and that's just the reality of the situation. So those people who invested in my company from the beginning of this year, I thank you all so much for your graciousness. I thank you so much for rolling with the punches with me. I thank you so much for seeing the vision. I thank you so much for just pretty much, you know, being there for me when a lot of things didn't go the way I expected. Um, so there, and that is pretty much in a nutshell what 2022 was about. Was really about working and working and working towards things that, you know, we realize, okay, well, maybe maybe they don't want us to do these things, you know. But at the end of the day, we were able to get our own building for our CMOS Cafe in Masaki, which is one of the upscale areas of Dar es Salaam. I'm going to share that with you in the future. Um, So yeah, there was a lot to be grateful, a lot to be thankful for. We hosted in this house that this single mother built while in film school in the United States. We hosted two commercials this year. We hosted a Vodacom commercial. Astroban. We hosted a Vodacom commercial and we hosted a Tigo commercial, which I didn't post the Voda commercial just yet. What else did we do this year? This is we hosted our first wedding. We hosted a pop up wedding out of nowhere. Hassan said that he thought you already left Tanzania. No, I did not. Nope. No, I didn't leave Tanzania. Number one is okay. All right. So let me big you up. Vera. Vera says she left Washington, D.C., moved to Pram Pram, Ghana. She's glad to be there. It's a place to be. About 300 aspirants. Wow. 11,000 Ghana from U.S., Canada. Big up, Vera. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Um, yes, Guamka, me and her miss some better. So yes, we've had a lot of superstars in this in here. It was it 2022 was amazing. I cannot say it any other way. It was amazing. But as amazing as it was exhausting. But I rolled with the punches and I was able to catch all of them, but it did take a lot out of me. So this is why I'm saying that if you're going to come here, don't come without no support system. Come with a support system, whether that support system is a spouse or a sibling. You're going to need that regenerative energy to keep you going when the days get tough, right? And fortunately for me, I have a business partner who is very flexible and supportive. But at the end of the day, a business partner doesn't give you emotional support. Jackson is extremely valuable as far as support, as far as guidance, and as far as direction, and as far as those things. But that is not the same thing as emotional support, right? And so a lot of the difficult things, the difficult mountains I had to climb them by myself. And it's not a good feeling. It is a horrible, horrible feeling. And thank God I had the investors in the group that I was able to share a lot of information with. So people were getting information as it was happening, up to the minute, up to the date. And, so at the end of the day, um, we have more successes and than losses, and we have a direction for what we're doing and how we're doing it, and we've earned the respect of this government. We have earned the respect of the other institutions who are players in the seaweed industry, and we have earned the documentation, which I am proud of, because there are people who are Tanzanian born people who are still waiting for documentation for certain things. So I thought that, oh Lord, this is taking too long. I didn't realize I was bulldozing through things. I didn't realize I was just getting things done quickly. I didn't realize that. So some things are going to be difficult. Some things are not. But as on a scale of 1 to 10, uh, Tanzania is right up there with one of the most difficult places to do business, right? But as far as a difficult place to live, it is not. It is a fantastic place to live. Um, what I have discovered in Tanzania, um, I found breadfruit for the first time. A roast, I roasted like 12 breadfruit one time. Breadfruit, roast and fry my breadfruit. I discovered so many things. Um, that reminds me of Jamaica, but also so many beautiful things about the people, about the culture. It's a place that will continue to unravel itself the longer you are here and the more time you give it. Pole. Yeah, the longer you're here, the more time the more time you give Tanzania, the more beautiful things you'll see, the more you'll discover. I had a meeting with the head of the Tanzanian Investment Center. Our company is certified by the Tanzanian Investment Center, so we're able to offer our investors um, the right to live and work in Tanzania. And that's what the TIC does for us, right? Happy New Year, Al, right? And or what was I saying? I had a meeting with him and I explained to him that a visitor's visa is not enough. If they're looking for investors, what they need longer term business visas. The business visas need to be at least 24 months long, because it's not like you know what you're going to do when you come here. You don't know. You don't know what opportunities are here. And it takes you that long to, to understand the country, to see the opportunities, to get past the shock of moving from one country to the next, to get acclimated into the culture of Tanzania. It takes time. It is not enough time. And if they're looking for development in this country, they're going to have to completely overhaul and throw out their entire visa system, because it is ridiculous. It is expensive. It is time consuming. It does not make much sense. And if I had come here just fresh off the plane and say, I'm going to invest in CMOS, I would have lost a lot of money, because I would have lost a lot of time. The time things take to be processed here consumes more money. Even though, okay, this might cost, 3,000, that might cost 5,000, that might cost, but if something costs $3,000 and takes 9 months, you're going to spend more than $3,000 in those 9 months just on a place to live, eat, and if your visa is only for 90 days to go and come and all of that stuff. So the way how things are done here is very prohibitive to investment. But if you find yourself in the position where you can invest, as far as coming to start a company, do so, because there is a lot that can be done. But don't come here blind. You need people who know the ropes, who know what to do. That's one. And the second thing is, if you can find a company to invest in that company, whether that company is in Tanzania or Ghana or Nigeria or whatever. Look for the people who are doing something. Look for the people who are doing amazing things. Contribute. Let's see. Oh, Guamaka. Why do not they have 10 years visa? Because it might need an act of God to change your visa. I don't know. Because if the mugga change the visa, they're going to need to hire a lawyer. They're going to need to write law and pass and do all kind of things. They can do it if they have the desire to do so. Okay, and I think that Tanzania is missing a huge opportunity. They are looking at the diaspora as one and two people who say they want to come back to Africa. They do not realize that this is a international movement, and they don't count the resources that these people are bringing back to the country. It is ridiculous that they are missing this golden opportunity to capture something that They need to increase employment for the youth. They need to increase employment for women. They need to increase more opportunities, but they're letting the diaspora slip through their fingers. They're letting the diaspora, who find their country beautiful, find their culture beautiful, find their language beautiful, find and find a lot of things to love here. They're making it difficult for those people to actually settle and be progressive here. Now, what I said earlier was settling. If you just come to settle and say, yeah, my go raise my family, that's fine. But if you're coming to do something that you cannot do in America, or you cannot do in Canada or wherever, if you're coming to do, you're gonna have more of a challenge. That's just how it is. Hold on a second. My drink quick as sorry. By the way, Happy New Year! I'm sure on a Merry Christmas and them thing them, Merry Festivus and all that good stuff. So the sorrel nice, right? Mm. Okay. So yes. So Hashaban says Tanzania is 10 times bigger. Uh, you are so switch to be able to accomplish all that in TZ. Thank you, Guamaka. Um, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna receive it because Tanzania hard no rotted. They know. Rasta Hotep say they know what they're doing. The outside powers that be give them 30 pieces of silver to slow down and even stop the process. The Rasta, uh, about 2 years ago, I would agree with that. But after going across the country and meeting white people and German people and people coming here to visit from Switzerland and France and all over, the consensus from the white folk is that it is not helpful to them either. And then I have tons of Tanzanian friends. Jojo has friends from all over. Everywhere she goes, she make a friend, and then I meet the parents. And when I speak to Tanzanian people, I find that when I tell them what's going on or whatever, it's because I'm a foreigner or a woman or whatever. I don't know what I'm doing, Mister, because my black is through my blood, then they like me. And they tell us their own stories. They tell me their own stories. And they too have very difficult experiences. So, I think probably they need some kind of ministry or some kind of something for international business affairs. That needs something that elevates the country to a different level, that understands the international community, or projects that are geared towards the international community, and how to develop businesses and industries by foreigners, for foreigners, locals who are looking to develop certain kinds of business to speed up economic and developmental growth. Right? They need that. They need something like that, because what they have now is not productive. True. That's all I can tell you. It's not productive. And the individual ministries, they all make up their own rules as they go along. And the buck stops here. The buck is passed and passed and passed again, and and people fall through the cracks. So customer service and development of trade and investments, they're not winning. And as someone says, collateral damage trumps the agenda. So I don't necessarily subscribe to only the context that is just they're injurious to only us. I also see that them not treat them own people good, and them treat white people even worse. So I'm just going to hold my corner and thank God for the little much that we were able to do, and go on Tansa back and not shake up too many things. But they do need something. If they're looking for commerce and they're looking for investment, they need to develop a new strategy. The strategy that they currently have is big business strategy. They are looking at themselves as a country like how Egypt, or like how Dubai, or even the United States has certain policies that are injurious, that are put in place, because they believe that they can make the same kind of money. The difference between an Egypt and a Dubai is an Egypt is has they have historical landmarks that has been around since before Jesus Christ. And so they have been a tourist attraction before the time of the Bible, the Jesus Christ. So there is a very big difference. There's a vast difference between um, a country that has a what is the word, that has um, certain things, to another country. And so they're not necessarily looking at a big business, looking at a SME policy. They're looking at a big business policy, meaning you have to have X amount of money in order to do business here, which in and of itself is I would say is difficult, right? Because the thing that is fundamentally wrong with a big business policy is when big businesses fail, as we learned through the recession, when big businesses fail, they pull out of their international offshoots first. When big businesses go under, during the time of recession and slow market gains, what they do is they look at where can they shut offices first. Oh, we have an office over here in Dar es Salaam, shut. We have an office over here, shut. So this is the reason why the United States shifted from a big corporation investment strategy to small and medium enterprise strategy. Under a small and medium enterprise strategy, the likelihood of the owner actually living in the country is higher. And so that business is more sustainable because the owner is there. The owner lives there. They're interested in the success of their business, in the success of their industry. Meanwhile, the big people just come to play. So they need a better small and medium enterprise strategy in order to attract the kind of consumers who are in it for the long run, right? And so they won't have so much volatility. They will have more sustainability because they have more people who are vested in staying in the country for longer. So but I know my country, me a catch, as I say in Jamaica, I'm catching. It's catch me a catching other people, them country, right? But those are some of the things that need to be done. They need to develop a policy that is more open to attracting and retaining the diaspora. And You know, it's very like I said, they're missing an opportunity. Excuse me. I believe what they're possibly looking at is that the diaspora may uh may create competition for local businesses. However, if the local businesses are not creating the same kinds of jobs or opportunities, then it cannot be competitive. And another thing that they can also do is isolate certain industries to say these industries are for, you know, our indigenous people or whatever. I don't know. But you know, there's a lot that can be done. There's a lot of room for growth. There's a lot of opportunities here. If you're looking to trade, there is a lot of opportunities for trading. As I said before, I suggest for those of you who are looking to come to Tanzania or looking to come to Africa in general, start looking now at what you can import into Tanzania, into the United States. Start looking now if you're looking to move to the continent, look at the continent as a, a tool by which you can import products directly from Africa. Whether you're going to Ghana or Nigeria or South Africa, anywhere where you want to go, look and see what they have that you can possibly use as a tool to import into the United States. Now, in 2014, I had developed a trade app to trade directly with Africa. The problem is, it was early to market. No one yet had any confidence in trading directly with Africa, and Africa certainly was not and still is not ready. I encountered what they call readiness, and I learned a tremendous amount of things as far as importing and exporting goods to the United States from Africa. Now is also the time where the United States is looking is looking to import, to create relationships in Africa. Oh, Mahatma, yes, Mahatma member proudly. So proudly is the name of my app. How you know? How you remember? Oh my gosh, yes. Thank you, Matembe. Yes, Mahatma. Oh my gosh, that so Mahatma is talking to me about an app, the app that I developed in 2014 for trade directly with Africa. I'm going to tell you what this is what Proudly has become. When I developed this app for trading directly with Africa, I was encouraging businesses to sign on to trade with Africa, businesses to register their companies and blah 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 blah. Okay? And I was looking for products from Africa to build, to come onto this app, right? Yes, Mahatma, that's me. That was me. So now in 2022, believe me, when I started this product, the Proudly app that he's talking about, when I started that project, that was 2013. 2013, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And I said, me nah go stay here, so I'm dead. So I left. I leave America. I'm go Jamaica. I'm eat up my Irish moss and all of my other things. I'm a moringa seed. I'm a guinea hen weed. I'm a chain root and all this something to go. Everything you can imagine, I ate it. And you know, I used the fact that I was home to develop this piece of software for trading with Africa. And I can tell you exactly how I came to it. I came to it because I didn't want my skills to die. I was sick, but I wanted to keep my brain active. And so I was taking these college courses in Great Britain. I was doing it online just to keep my skills going. And one of the things that I took was food security. And under food security, I got a clear understanding and a clear picture that food is going to be more valuable than oil. Water is going to be more valuable than oil. And and I started to look at different trade policies as far as importing and exporting food goods, right? Because a lot of the issues people have, or people don't realize that they have, is that the soil content in certain developed countries is depleting the nutrient value of the food. So people are eating, but they're not getting nourished, and depleting their lifespan, all different kind of something. Food security is an issue because water security is an issue. So I said, Lord, what am I going to do about it? And I said, I know. I'm going to build this app for trade with Africa, because Africa is the breadbasket of the world. And I know nothing about coding. I learned to code on my own. I learned to code while I was sick. And developing and building that app helped me to get well, because I know I was no longer sick. I was, I started building while I was lying down on the bed, and then day by day I would find myself sitting up, and slowly sitting up, and I would think of things and say, okay, I'm going to build this, I'm going to add this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to move this from here to there and learn my little coding and whatnot to get to where I needed to go. And so proudly came out of that. And yes, I was on Mutabaruka. I did some speeches at the Universal Negro Improvement Association in Kingston. I did a lot of work as far as developing trade with Africa in 2013-14. And here we are 10 years later. We now have the East Africa Seaweed Company. We have a product. We have the understanding of trade and how to import, export goods. So it came full circle. So there's no lost knowledge. There's nothing wrong with investing in yourself, with learning new things. Even if you feel like you like, why would I learn that? Like, how is that going to help me? You never know where that skill is going to come in handy. So here we are now, exporting sea moss from Tanzania. How did I end up here? Me never planned it, right? And everything just came full circle. We have our export license. We have all our documentation. We're certified by the TSC. We have all of this stuff, putting, because I could see it, because I saw it, because I could see it, because I already did it, because I already had the experience. And through Mutabaruka, I was able to travel to Jordan and did my my technology boot camp at Oasis 500 in Amman, Jordan. So it is just very interesting. So reviving proudly, what I will say is, now that we have a product, we have the market, what I am looking to do is to further down in 2023 develop a piece of technology similar to Proudly, that I can trade not only the CMOS but other goods as well. And the thing about thank you, Nguala. The thing about 20 about trading CMOS, or Tanzania rather, is you need to have an export license for each and every product that you export. So I have people who watch these videos and email me, oh, you should start exporting this or exporting that. You need to have some big money to get the export license for each and every agricultural product that you export. So, I see at least three other big ticket products coming in 2023 that I will be exporting, um, because there is an opportunity for it. We're already in it. We already struggle for it. We already here. We already walked through the fire. We already went through the hurdles, right? So, might as well we just keep on going, right? Thank you. Thank you. Back to Africa. Yes. So big up on yourself. Those people. Thank you, Catherine. There she is. Beautiful Catherine. Catherine is one of our investors in the company, and I'm so happy, so happy to have the group of people that I have, because we have gone through the fire together. Uh, hey, Kofi. Welcome there. I hope you had a great holiday season, right? Yes, I hope you had a great holiday season. Happy New Year. I can't wait to see you when you come through. Mama Samia Suluhu Hassan would be fantastic to meet her. I'd really hoped to have met Magafuli, but it would be great to speak to her. But the truth of the matter is, um she already knows who I am. Um, they who should knows already what is happening, right? But they need to develop a new strategy for dealing with the diaspora. They're letting this golden opportunity slip through their fingers. This is more than immigration, because if me I alone came and I was able to do so much, how many other people are there like me who can look at an industry and run with it? I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure there's somebody out there thirsty, looking for an opportunity, thirsty, and see something and say, hey, this, we could use this back home. And I'm going to find out how to do it. I'm going to find out how to bring this to market. The diaspora has been making great moves, like in cashew, in the sea moss, in all other things. Can you imagine if this country was a little bit more progressive? Because Tanzania is amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Name it. Name anything. Anything, it's here. Name it. Name the high the high high earning crop. It's here. And when I'm talking about name it, and I'm talking about this, I'm talking about natural resources. I'm talking about natural things that grow. They have a whole section that's coffee. They have a whole section that's rice. They have a whole section that's flowers. They have a whole section that's sunflower seeds. They have a whole, you name it. This place is a powerhouse, and it is definitely going to be one of the wealthiest countries in Africa in I think they said what, 2026 or something like that, in the not too short future. But in order to get there, they need to have certain things in place, and they cannot be injurious to all people. I mean, if it was one thing to say, well, it looks like the white folk are getting along and they don't like us because we're black. It's nobody. We're nobody. They don't have any favorites. They have no favorites. It's not white folk, it's not Caribbean folk, it's not they don't have favorites. It's not Asian folk, right? So for those of you who are watching, who yes, exporting avocado from Mbeya. So people, there is a section in Tanzania called Mbeya. Rice, the best rice you'll ever get. Mbeya. Avocado. You name the ground provision, because Mbeya is in the northern region close to all of those lakes, and in the central area where you get liquor rain and mist and everything and all the good stuff that you can get, it comes from there. So I mean, the door is wide open here. It is wide open. If you can go through the fire, if you can, take 1 year and say, you know what, this year is going to be my work year. This year, I'm not partying. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not dating anybody. I'm not allowing myself to be distracted. I'm not going on no vacation. I'm working. If you can sacrifice 1 year, you know, to and your business, to your industry, you will be shocked at what you can come out of at the end. So this is why I'm saying it is not going to be easy. It is not. You can't come up in here and go, well, yeah, I got it, I got it, I got it. You have to be ready to put in 1 solid year, and you need guidance, and you need people who know what the hell they're doing. You need people who have been there before, right? And even those who have been there before know what they're doing. A lot of the times the government changes things like that. Okay, but what I'm saying to you is, if you see it, if you can see it, look, do some research on the crops of Tanzania, minerals of Tanzania. Do some research. It is here. They just want you to have the proper licensing, the proper documentation, and they want you to have the proper things, and it does cost some money, and this is why I excuse me, this year I've been, packing up partnerships. I've been saying we need partners. We need partners because a lot of people would like to get involved with businesses, but they do not yet. They don't have the know-how, they don't have the skills, they don't have. It's okay, you don't have to have that, but if you trust your partner and you can see everything that they're doing and they're sharing what they're doing and they're being upfront and honest with you, then you have your in, because there is a lot of stuff here, a lot of stuff here to be done. If you are looking to do something, this is the place to do it. Tanzania on a need for fixing herself. That is all. On a need to go and fix on herself. On a missing an opportunity with the diaspora. It's a big opportunity. On a make things too expensive and too hard. That is what me have to say. Me love it. Me love the country and all them thing there. Yes, it nice and the people them sweet, but gonna need to fix on herself, because this is serious stuff we're talking about. Because we who invest in the country, we are investing in the people. And poverty is real. Poverty is something that can be addressed through trade. It can directly be addressed through trade, right? So, there are so many things that need to be done and that needs to be said. But if you're going to keep playing keep away with everyone and don't give out a little blight, don't give out a little chance, a little opportunity for people to do something here, you're holding the country back. There are people who can invest in sweet potato. There are people who can invest in cassava. There are people who can invest in sunflower. There are people who can do a lot here, but them can't do nothing because everything is just so difficult. Free up the thing, man. Free up Tanzania. And if we free up the thing. Hey, Miss Kendra, how are you, beauty? Hi, PT Wagwan. Hi, hi, hi. How's everyone? How's the family? I hope you had a great holiday season. God bless you guys. I love you guys. Yeah. Okay, lady is asking Pram. Okay, let me see. Could you be able to use Jamaican experience in Tanzania? Of course, girl. Listen, is only, I think, I think that as a Jamaican, I'm seasoned to the difficulties, right? Because Jamaica is a very hard place. If you're an outsider, you will never see how hard it is because we make concessions for foreigners. Jamaican people make concessions for foreigners. We do that, whether you're black or white or whatever. And we are to be in Tanzania is the polar opposite of Jamaica. You know, Jamaica, when you go somewhere and you're a foreigner, you don't know how to do things. You know, you don't know how to process certain things. At least you have the English language to relate to someone that you don't know what the hell you're doing. But over here, you also have, in addition to things being difficult, you layer in the language barrier on top of that. And Lord have mercy, there are a million ways to go wrong. And what the government does, now that I'm critical of the government, but just as hot the truth, what they do is they do not put everything like if the list, like you need this, and this. And so, not just in our industry, but in also other industries, what they do is things I've been told are being made artificially difficult so that you have to give somebody a lick of something so you can get things done. That's number one. And number two is all that you need is not given to you in a step-by-step basis, opening to the opportunity for folly every step of the way. So things that you need to be mindful of is you must ask, and you must know the questions to ask. You can't just ask the question, you have to know the questions to ask. Do this, and this. And if you follow the Swahili logic of thinking, you realize that the things that should make sense in a certain way does not make sense that way. So you have to turn your brain around to understand how things work here, and everything leads to money. Period. True. You know, everything lead to money. So it's a real eye-opening experience. You want partners, you want people who know what they're doing. You want you also want to, what's the word, you want to know things too, right? Like how I deal with my investors is I don't wait for anybody to ask me questions. I try to post as much as I possibly can so that everyone can follow me. That way, if something should happen, everyone knows what is happening. Everybody has a clue of what I was doing, with the exception of one lady who is not in our group. But apart from that, I try as much as I possibly can to keep everyone abreast with the happenings. And that's what you want from someone, whether you're in Ghana or Nigeria or whatever, or wherever. You want to be aware. So if anyone should ask you anything, at least you have a concept of where we are now, where we're coming from, what we've been through, where we are now. So this experience isn't just mine. A lot of the investors went through this with me. So it was a lot of stuff. But still, for I shouldn't dwell on the negative, because for everything that went sideways, a lot of things went the right way. And they went the right way because of what someone said earlier. Can you use your Jamaican experience? You have to keep your eyes open. Okay. All right. So this person asked a question. So Lady J's black-eyed view says, how do you buy land in Tanzania? Can you purchase land in your business name? Would the land be yours or lease? Okay. So this is one of the benefits of being certified by the Tanzanian Investment Center is we are able to purchase land in the name of the company. It is not much different from how investors invest in the United States, right? So we can purchase land in the name of the company. So people who are investing in our company looking to buy land, they can buy land through us, through our company as an investor. And then we would have our own separate MOU of, that this land belongs to this person, blah, 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 blah. So for foreigners can purchase land in the name of their company. Uh, However, foreign individuals cannot. Okay. And that's just how their laws and their legislation is written. And it's punitive to development. It's not necessarily the most attractive thing, especially for I've noticed for African Americans who land is important. Land is important. Land has been entrenched in us that we must own our land because without land we couldn't vote. Without land, we don't have anything to pass to our children. Without land, we can't pass any generational wealth because you're going to build on something, and you need to have something to pass to your children, right? And in this environment where a foreigner cannot own land unless you have it through your company, it is not necessarily the most attractive thing. However, you can own a company. So start a company. It is easier said than done. But if that's the case, that's the way you have to do it. Start the land, start the company, and purchase the land through the company, right? And how my approach to land is a little bit more open-minded because if you study real estate law or even mortgage law, if you study any of those laws, you're going to find something that you don't necessarily own the land anyway. Your county, your city, your state owns that land that you pay taxes on. And should you default on those taxes, the government, your county, city, or state, comes and repossesses that land. And it doesn't matter if you own the house on the property. They will sell that property. They will put up your title for sale through the sheriff's office. So this love affair that we have with land ownership and what it means, I don't have those love affairs. If I see a piece of land that that has a potential for investment to earn its keep, I will lease that piece of land, and knowing that I can make enough money to generate to do something else, to buy something else, right? If the land is not for sale, it is not going to stop me from from getting involved in that land. So, we have to be more cognizant of exactly what is it that we're looking for when we say we want to own land, right? There are many incidents too, and even here, the laws are the same. Real estate laws are the same everywhere in the world you go, whether you're in the UK or France or whatever. The tort is the exact same. So if you are not paying taxes on that land, you do not the government can take possession of that land. So exactly what do you own? The only thing you really generally own is your interest in that land. So your interest to make that land as valuable to you as possible. So if you can put down beekeeping or an attraction or something that's going to bring money to you, or something that you can lease out to bring revenue to you. That is the value of your land. Your value of your land is not in the ownership. Your value of the land is in the ability to make that land generate income for you, right? So we need to well, me personally, that's how I look at it, right? um so just something for you to think about. um Through our company, you can own land if you're an investor in this company. If you see something that you want to do, if you were looking for a company to invest in, this is a great company to invest in. We're at, the end of a very tumultuous but successful year, and we're only going on to better things, right? So let's see. uh who else we got here? Let me see. Yes, Miss Kendra, hope you're doing well. It's good to see you as well. So keep your questions coming. I mean, 2022. Okay. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go back and put my email address here so you can send me an email. So yes, land ownership is possible. Your company must be certified by the Tanzanian Investment Center in order to do so, which we are. Um, it's not the easiest thing in the world or the cheapest thing in the world. But in order to accomplish that, let me see, here's my email address. Go ahead and send me an email. This is also for anyone who is interested in partnering with us, with the CMOS. What we do over here in Tanzania, there is no such thing as like less than full container loads. Probably there is in Zanzibar, but not on mainland Tanzania. We are in mainland Tanzania. We export CMOS directly to the United States. We share our container with other people who are looking to get involved in the CMOS business. So what we do is we purchase the CMOS. We can package it for you. Excuse me. We can white label it and drop ship it. So we handle the entire process of putting that CMOS on the container and getting it to you. When it comes to the United States, we also have warehousing and logistics by which we're able to get that CMOS to your customers or directly to you. So we have a full process all worked out for people who would like to get involved in the CMOS industry, in the CMOS business. We're looking to grow the industry. We're looking to elevate the farmers. Many of you probably heard about the blue economy, which is this new thing that the World Bank has come up with, where they recognize that so many people live in coastal communities, but this is where the majority of the poverty is. And how can we use the natural resources of the environment to uplift these people from poverty? And one of those things to use is actually seaweed. They call it seaweed. And so we are certified. We're UN SDG certified. And so we have a lot of partnerships with the aim of uplifting the farmers from poverty. So if any of you are interested, please go ahead and send me an email. And what I will do is I will give you a one-on-one presentation. We can do a seminar where I will share all the details of our company. In these meetings, I give out our company registration. You can go and look us up. I give out our TIC certification, so you can go and look us up. I give out our export license, so you can go and look us up. I give out the United Nations SDGs, so you can go look us up. You will find a lot of information about our company. We're the East Africa Seaweed Company. You can go and look that up as well. So we're completely legitimate. We offer two species of sea moss. We offer a wild species as well as a farmed species, which is the purple gel making species, Eushima spinosa. And we're we have a lot to be thankful for. We have packaged our product, packaged and labeled appropriately with nutritional content, so everyone knows what they're getting. So there are no we fall under the FDA policy standards as far as packaging and labeling for her products. So I mean, there was a lot to do in 2022, but we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Okay, Hassan, he thought I already left Tanzania. Let me see. Okay. Thank you, Lady J. Yes. So there is a lot to be thankful for 2022. 2023 for me is a very special year. 2023 marks my 10-year anniversary of being of being free of my brain tumor. And full circle, it's a full circle year for me. I feel like all of this energy that was built up over 2022 is finally being released over 2023, even though it has not yet come. There is so much to be thankful for. So we end the year with store in Masaki. We end the year with with a packaged product. We end the year with seaweed partners. We end the year with investors that I didn't have when I started the year. We end the year with a TIC. We end the year with so many things, and all I can say is, I'm glad that's over. Yes. So, for any of you who have any questions, or if you'd like to be a part of the next seminar in regards to our, yes, thank you. Yes, Lady J. Let me tell you something, Lady J. You see this health, health is wealth. Health is wealth. No matter what anybody says, if you're not healthy, if you have a truckload of money in the bank, it doesn't do anything for you unless you are healthy to enjoy it. And why this is so important to me is I remember when I was sick, I wanted to go to Africa. I knew I was supposed to move to Africa years before, and I didn't go. And I remember lying on my bed and saying, "Oh, great, you're gonna die here." And you never got to go to Africa. You didn't do the things that you were supposed to do. You did not, do the things that we put in you, and you're going to die here in Africa. And I thought, oh no, I can't, without going to Africa. And I thought, oh no, I can't die here. No, 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 no. And I just can't I had those things in my mind, and that was 2023. And it took me all till 2020 to actually finally get here. So that's huge, because I really genuinely thought that I had lost my mobility. I had lost my ability to walk. I had lost my vigor. I had lost my ability to do things how I used to do things. And it was very scary. And if you asked me 10 years ago if I would be sitting where I'm sitting now, I wouldn't believe it. I would not believe it. I wouldn't believe it. There was just so much uh that I was going through, and I just had to, you know kind of shake myself out of it. And even though there were times when I had blurred vision, when I couldn't see, when I was doing my brain was doing something else, I had to fake health. I had to fake it. Really, I genuinely did. and got myself on a plane, went to Jamaica and eat up my sea moss and eat up my steamed fish and my okra and just eat the things that I knew to eat, the things that I knew were healthy for me. And here I am selling the sea moss. So if you don't want some sea moss, that's my real story. I've got some horrible pictures. I never share them, but I will if anybody wants to see them. But yeah, man, that's my story, and here we are 10 years later. I'm in Africa selling a sea moss. Bring it. Bring it. Yes. Okay. So that's what I got. Anybody who have any questions or who would like to get involved with the CMOS, would like to get involved in our business, who would like me to share more about what I'm talking about, go ahead and send me an email. Let me see. Yeah. What uh, Black, I said I walked 3 miles this morning, cleaned my entire house next year. We're moving to Africa. Haven't decided what country. With South Africa. He's living there now. Wow, amazing. Yes, keep that alive. Please keep it alive. I talked a lot about the challenges and I didn't talk enough about the opportunities. There are lots of opportunities. A lot is here. The most important thing is peace of mind and being surrounded by all these beautiful Black people. Oh Lord, I love hearing them talk Swahili. I don't even try because them talk it too nice, but there's nothing like being surrounded by everywhere you look. There is beautiful dark skinned, beautiful African people around you, and I'm just still in amazement that I did it. I did it. Like all of the other things, like, oh, the house and all of that stuff. But man, I did it. I really picked up myself, got on a plane, came to Africa, knew no one with a baby while in film school. I did it. I did it. And you can do it too. You can do it. If you have the mind to do it, if you have the ambition to do it, if you have the drive to do it, and if you know that you've got some good stuff inside of you that you need to give to the world, that you need to put out there, Africa needs you. It doesn't matter where you end up. It really doesn't matter. Go somewhere where I can come and visit you. Go to Rwanda. Go somewhere where I can come and come and see you. But, you know, go somewhere. Just go, right? Yes. Yes. And even though we don't speak the same language, because my Swahili is all jacked up, so I don't even try. But, even though we don't speak the same language, when I smile at somebody and they show me their pretty teeth, where, when just the ways of communicating that says everything, right? You know, oh man, there are just certain things that Black people do that just us, we do it. And we understand each other very well, and we don't necessarily need language to get that across. Don't come here with a chip on your shoulder. Don't come here being defensive. Don't come here thinking, oh, everybody's out to get me. Because if you feel like that, everybody, you will always think like that. Don't think like that. Think that these are all your friends, your relatives that you have never met. Walk around with be happy to be here. And I think that is the thing that draws people, is that I am just genuinely happy to be on this continent. It doesn't matter how hot it is. It doesn't matter if there is no power that day. It doesn't matter if there is no water that day. I can look out my window and I'm in Africa. That's all that matters. I am in Africa. I'm not somewhere else. I am in Africa, and come hell or high water, I am in Africa, and I'm in it for the long run, right? That's what's up. Let me see. Joseph. True, Joseph. Joseph said the power of the African, they're only up from. Yes, it's true. It's true. It's a reality. I'm going to agree with that. I agree with this message. You know. Yeah. But you know, as a Jamaican, when I walk into a place, I know immediately that who to bribe and how to bribe to get what I want. But here I don't even know. That's the thing, is I don't mind bribing somebody, but who? Because I'm not going to pay a bribe and then be in the same spot where I was the day before. If you are going to fix it, I need to know that you can fix it. I'm not going to just do something with somebody and they can't fix it. And that's just part of the, like, I don't know, you know? Yes. Yes, come through. Yeah, man. So that's the thing um is just be happy that you're in Africa. That's the number one thing. You know, and you also want to realize that it's going to take a while to detox from the West, and you're going to have to decompress. And the person that you were when you were in the West, you are not that person anymore. You're not that person anymore. You have to appreciate that. And that is something too that I I wouldn't say I struggle with, but I'm coming to terms with that I'm not necessarily the person that I was before, and I have to appreciate that. The things that I used to do, the things that I used to do to make me happy, the things that I don't necessarily have access to that. I had a great conversation with one of the ladies, one of the CMOS partners today, and I had to appreciate the fact that um, I had to say goodbye to Carnival. There is no carnival here. The wind up, my wind up, wind up, wind up my body. Them the something in a day. So it's not here, and it's not like you can bring it here because the culture wouldn't accept it here. So just some things that you have to realize, that you're not the same person and it's a different environment, and you're just going to have to redevelop redevelop yourself for this new person that you become. Okay, so send me email there and email me. 2023 is going to be fabulous. I love 2022. It's a lot of work, too much work, but I planted a seed. I watered the seed. I gave it my time. I gave it my energy. I watched it grow. And 2023, all fruits ripe. Shit the grape tree. Yes. All right, y'all. Mwah. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.